What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from MTG headquarters. I want to give you the latest version of my Rakdos burn deck. It's kind of turned a little bit more into devotion than I had hoped, or it's gotten kind of less unique, but it has gotten better. I made some major changes, obviously. So I'm going to go through this first of all, but second of all, I may do a vlog on this, but you know, the gameplay footage is not easy to get sometimes, so sometimes it's tough to get like a good game in for you guys, and so I do apologize for that. But I do see quite a bit of negativity, and so there's like two things on my mind as I'm going to do this deck tech is like, if I believed only the people that commented, and so that's generally the vocal minority. It's like as if people only want to see top tier decks and top tier people playing top tier decks, and you're just not going to get that here on this channel. I'm not a pro player. I'm like most people, but the more concerning thing is all the negativity. I could take the negativity with me. That's no problem. I can handle it, and in fact, it helps me learn a lot. But, you know, talking junk about the people that I'm playing and stuff like that, like, you know, let's keep it positive. Remember, you didn't always know there was a second main phase, and you didn't always know everything you know now. And so it's easy to forget, not to be a douche, but, you know. Or I just won't put any gameplay footage on here if and that's totally fine too. It sure is frustrating to shoot. But, this is probably looking a little bit more like what you guys are used to. So it's running 4 Gray Merchant, Shiny Gray Merchants, 3 Underworld Connections, 4 Heroes Downfall, 4 Herald of Torment. Again, I know Master of the Feast is good, and I very well may end up throwing them in here, but I just don't want to give my opponent card advantage. But there are times that I'm kind of craving a creature. And so that definitely is a thing. Something I'm considering. Or I might just put Desecration Demon in here for now. I guess it couldn't hurt, right? I have 2 Mogus Marauder. They're kind of used as finishers. There have been times against aggressive decks that I've had to play them out and use them as a chump blocker. But it is what it is. I'm running 3 Farrakis Cures. Mostly because I have a lot of things that, well, obviously it's good early removal against aggressive decks, but I have a lot of things in this deck that cost me life. Herald of Torment pinging me for 1 every turn times however many is out, as well as Underworld Connection. So Gray Merchant of Asphodel isn't really enough, especially if I'm up against an aggressive deck. I'm still running the 4 Spiteful Returned. It's just something I just like what it kind of does. One of the comments in the video is kind of something like, I like some of what your deck does, but it's kind of stuck in the middle, and I think that's a great way to put it. I'm also main decking 2 Thoughtseize. And then I have 4 Lightning Strike, 3 Rakdos Return. So maybe I could go to 2 Rakdos Return. Like, one of the things I'm kicking around right now is 2 Rakdos Return, 2 Underworld Connections. So drop an Underworld, drop a Rakdos Return, and play 2 Desecration Demons. That may be in version 4. The land base is 4 Blood Crypts, 4 Temple of Malice, total of 24 lands, so I dropped 2 lands. What I may also do is run like some Temple of Maladies, or you just Scrylands, replace some of these basics with some Scries, because late game, you know, early game it stinks when you need to get your mana out, so you got to find the right balance. So that's something I'm kind of messing with right now. You don't want too many Scrylands in here, because you know, if it's like turn 3 and you really want to play out your Heroes Downfall, or you want to play your Herald of Torment, and you only have Scrylands to play, it kind of stinks. A new thing in version 3 is while streaming last night, I think I worked out a sideboard that I feel pretty good about. There's 2 Dark Betrayal, 2 Duress, 2 Thoughtseize, 1 Farrakis Cure, 2 Drown in Sorrows, a playset of Lifebane Zombie, and 2 Silence the Believers. Again, this deck does have problems against Dredge. I played a couple of Dredge builds, and destroying a creature is no good when they're playing Lotleth Troll, because they can just regenerate it. So having the ability to exile something is good. And so Silence the Believers, while it's expensive and the most practical use of it, and like a lot of people will say, is really playing it for 7 and killing 2 creatures. That's most likely what's going to happen. But against the Dredge matchup, I might put it in so I can exile Lotleth Trolls, things like that. The Lifebane Zombies also for the Dredge matchup. Drown in Sorrow is working good. I have not had to mainboard it in yet, but it'll be good against aggressive decks, and it'll also be good against... I've faced the Fire Drinker Satyr deck a couple times. I don't know if it's super viable on the competitive scene, but that's where this deck is at. And so what I'm considering right now is I'm taking definitely some suggestions on the sideboard, what I might want to put in here. Maybe I replace 2 Mutavaults with 2 Scrylands, or I keep the 4 Mutavaults. I'm definitely still working the land base. I think 24 lands is where I like it. I'm open to dropping a Rakdos Return. What I will probably try in version 4 is drop 1 Rakdos Return and 1 Underworld Connections for 2 Desecration Demons, because this is too good not to play, and it's kind of an obvious fit in this deck, as it just becomes more and more like mono black. But this is the version 3 of my red-black burn deck. I will probably release a version 4 deck tech, and then this deck will kind of sit until I start playing some competitive events for it. The next deck I'm going to build will be some version of Dredge. I really played an interesting deck with Doomwake Giant in last night. That was, although it lost to me in 2 of 3, it seemed like a pretty interesting deck. Dredge may be something I actually like. I don't see myself as a control player, so I'm not sure I will build a control deck, but I think there's still value in building it and playing it, so I get familiar with how the decks run. So kind of a standard UW, control deck might not be terrible. And as I play more and more, I get more feedback on the meta, and now I've been playing this on stream, which has been really helpful because a lot of you are further along in your constructed gameplay. This weekend I'll be getting a couple hundred tickets loaded up in here, and I'm going to build a modern deck. I'm not sure which modern deck yet, so I'd love some suggestions around that. But I really like how this deck flows, how this build flows. Before I do any more gameplay footage, I'm probably going to try adding the Desecration Demons and then do some gameplay footage of that. Also, I will play in the tournament prep room. Some people mentioned, like, hey, I wasn't playing some tier 1 decks, and that's true, but I'm kind of just starting out at it too. So I just like to see how my deck runs. At this stage of the game, for me, it's almost less about who I'm playing and more about how, getting a feel for my own deck and when to hold them and when to fold them and when to wait, when to cast Grey Merchant, when to wait, when to remove things, when to use Dreadbore, when to use Rakdos Return. Is it okay to use Rakdos Return if I'm not emptying their entire hand? All sorts of stuff like this is what I'm learning right now, so it really doesn't matter who I play. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you who want like hardcore, competitive pro level deck analysis, I would invite you to, check out these videos, but reserve judgment for a few months and let me get into the meta. I'll probably be playing 100 games a week here between standard and modern. I'm definitely diving into constructed. It's not going away. It's going to be part of the channel. Openings will still be a part of the channel, all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech. I'm looking forward to your feedback. It's definitely begun to change quite a bit. But I really enjoy playing this. It fits my play style, which is really important. If you don't have fun playing a deck, then there's really no point in playing the game at all. So if I have to play a deck I hate to be competitive, I just won't play. You know, that's just how I am. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, check out some of our most popular playlists from MTG vlogs, sick gameplay videos, new product breaks, and some insane vintage openings. I upload 3 to 4 new Magic the Gathering videos every week, so if you haven't already, please take a moment to crush that subscribe button to join one of the fastest growing Magic the Gathering channels on YouTube. Talk to you later.